Alright, people, so I'm here with a little Periscope video here. And I gotta say, I decided to make a video. I haven't made like a Periscope video that wasn't a preview or afterthoughts on Raw. So I decided to make this one here talking about, WWE is getting better. Now, when you're talking about the Raw shows are still pretty bad, but I mean, they're not terrible, I guess, if you want to say. And SmackDown this week was good, which I haven't seen with WWE for quite a while now. So, I gotta say, the shows are getting a little bit better. They got the new championship belt finally, which I've been talking about for a while. That's a good thing. Like I said, SmackDown was good, had some good matches and shit. I was happy about that. And look at the guys they have in the main event now. Let's look at the two title matches for the main titles. We got Ambrose versus Ziggler, and then we got Rollins versus Balor. I mean, how can you really complain about that? You have four guys who are pretty talented. I mean, I'm not a big Ambrose fan, but I mean, you can't complain about the guys who are in the main event. Now, the way they got there is kind of fucked up, especially in the instance of Ziggler, where he was a jobber and then they just made him number one contender. Totally dumb as fuck. However, a lot of people are complaining that Balor doesn't deserve it because whatever, he wasn't here for a while. The thing with Balor is he wasn't a jobber and he proved himself at NXT, so I don't really have a problem with it. And they needed to do something new, so because Reigns was fucking boring as hell, so I'm not complaining about that. Also, they're demoting Reigns, which is great. Now, he's still in the company. If it was me, I would just get him the fuck out of the company. He's still in the company, which is, I think, dumb. He should never even been here in the first place. But at least they're demoting him. He's in a pointless U.S. title feud, which nobody cares about now, so that's great. However, speaking of the U.S. title, and I'm going to talk about the IC title, those belts are still worthless as shit. They really need to start building those up a little bit more. But like I was saying, this company, at least recently, mostly because of this SmackDown episode, which was good, seems to be going in the right direction, at least a little bit more, not totally, but a little bit more. They got. They're starting to put the right guys in the main event. Hopefully, I bet they'll do this though. They'll have Ziggler, at SummerSlam. They'll have the match, but then they'll just take him right out of the main event and make him a jobber again. I mean, they do that so fucking often. But I'm happy about them putting Balor in. In a perfect world, if it was my choice, I'd build Balor up a little bit more. Make him win a few matches before I put him in the main event or a title match. But, again, I'm not complaining because I like Balor. So, yeah. But I'm happy. Roman Reigns is not in the main event. He's going to be wrestling Rusev. Haha, that boring fuck that nobody likes, Rusev. So I'm happy about that. He's in a match that is not high up on the card. So that's great. New Day are still tag champions, so you can't complain about that. I mean, I'm a fan of the New Day, so there's, nothing. The New Day are not as good as they were. I'd say they're, I still like them and shit. It seems like they're not as, good as they used to be. Maybe they're getting old. I don't know, but I'm still fans of the New Day. But I mean, is there still a bunch of shit in this company? Yeah, I mean, the title is on SmackDown, which is dumb as fuck. The main title is on SmackDown. I still think the brand split's a bullshit thing, a stupid thing, because it limits, for numerous reasons, it limits the amount of feuds you could have. It forces us to watch two shows now, more shit. We gotta watch more shit. But regardless, they had a good episode of SmackDown. They're scheduling some matches for SummerSlam that are better than having Reigns in the main event. I really, some people might bash me for this, but, I'm really not having a big problem with John Cena. I actually think he's been pretty good since he's been back. And some people, the typical internet wrestling fan or whatever might come out and say, oh, you like Cena, you PG motherfucker. Well, I'm just analyzing what I see. In the time he's been back, he hasn't been really pandering to 9-year-olds. Yes, he's put in a little bit of that, never give up shit, maybe a little bit. But, I mean, I'm not a big Cena hater. The main problem I have with this company right now is Roman Reigns. But they seem to be demoting him, so I'm not as mad at them anymore about that. And I've really, ever since Cena's been back, he's been feuding with Styles, which is a new thing. We've never seen that feud before, so that's really good. And the feud's really been good. I mean, they've done a good job with it. They've cut some really good promos. The only problem I have with it is they did the 6-man tag at Battleground. There was no point in doing that. You could have just done Cena versus Styles at Battleground, have Cena win, and then you could do the match at SummerSlam, and presumably, in my opinion, Styles should go over. But I can't really complain about Cena, to be quite honest. I know some people might want to go on here, might want to hear me say, oh, fuck Cena, he sucks. But quite honestly, he hasn't done anything too bad to make me upset. And I always say, when he's serious, he cuts good promos usually. When he's serious, if he's not, pandering to or using the troops or breast cancer to try to get over. When he's not doing that shit, he get, in my opinion, in my book, he gets 10 times more over cutting good promos, being serious, not pandering to 9-year-olds, than he does, doing shit like pandering to 9-year-olds or, I'm such a, I love the troops, guys. Well, who doesn't love the troops? Everybody fucking loves the troops. Everybody supports the troops. Oh, I wanna get rid of breast cancer, guys. So does everybody else. And they talk about how he grants a million Make-A-Wishes. That's probably only because WWE tells him to or makes time in his schedule to. I'm sure a lot of those people would be happy to do Make-A-Wishes, or they just do them and they don't get as much publicity, because a lot of the shit that Vince does for charity is actually for PR purposes. So there you go, people. I just wanted to talk about that. In many aspects, this company is getting better. It is improving, at least for the short term. I'm sure they'll fuck it up later, but I just want to give them credit. A lot of people say, oh, you rant too much. Well, this company does suck, so I do want to give them credit where credit's due. I know there's still problems with this company. There's many problems with this company, like I talked about it. I mean, it's really impossible to make a video about WWE without ranting, even though your intentions might be to be positive, to praise them for some reason. It's hard to not get off on a tangent and rant about it. But they have done a few things right, in the short term here. Maybe if you want to say the last week or 2 or 3, I don't fucking know. But so I'm happy about that. Hopefully they keep it up, but they probably won't. But I just want to say they have done some things I like, recently. So there you go, people. There's a Periscope live video there just talking about some of the good things that I have enjoyed in this company. Again, it's not great, but I mean, they're going somewhat in the right direction. So there you go.